Hi, in this video we are going to learn about the Pandas library, which is most commonly used for the data analysis. And here I have listed down all the important operations which is we are going to perform in this particular video. So if you want, you can pause the video and you can check out all the operations what I have mentioned here. And if you think these are the relevant to you, so you can watch this video, otherwise you can leave. And one more thing, after completing this entire operations, whatever I have mentioned here, so you can see total 47 different operations I have mentioned here. So once I will complete this entire operation, in the next video, I will perform one small task related to the data analysis. So where you will get more clarity how we can exactly using this different operation while performing any analysis. Before going to start, please like and subscribe my channel. Yeah, so let's start. And let me tell you one more thing. I'm going to whatever code and whatever operation I'm going to perform in this particular video. So entire things I'm going to be perform in the Jupyter notebook. So the people who don't know what is the Jupyter notebook, so let me tell you, it is a one kind of editor in which we can perform the analysis or we can write the code. So, and after that, I will share that Jupyter code or that entire source code to my Telegram channel. And I will mention the link of my Telegram channel in the description box. So from there, you can go and download this Jupyter notebook and you can modify as per your requirement. So let's start. So I will start with the basic definition, like what is the Panda. So yeah, so Panda is the Python library used for working with the data sets. I'm repeating again, Panda is nothing but it's a Python library used for working with the data sets. What is the data sets? So data set is the nothing but the data only, which is stored in the either in different file format. It can be HTML, JSON, CSV, many more. So these different data is nothing but the data sets only, and it have functionality for analyzing, cleaning, exploring, and manipulating the data. The name Panda has a reference to both panel data and the Python data analysis and was created by Wes McKinney in 2008. So one of the most important question might becomes in your mind, like why use Panda? Like people who are already learned the Python, they can think like why we cannot perform the data manipulation kind of things with the help of the list, tuple, dictionary. Why we are using the Panda? In Pandas only, we are going to use the concept of the list, tuple, set, dictionary. But Panda have some enhanced function which is we can use and we can perform a very efficient way of analyzing. So here only you can see Pandas allow us to analyzing a big data and make conclusion based on the statistical theories. Panda can clean messy data sets and make them readable and relevant. And relevant data is very important in the data science, or you can say in the data analysis. So the Pandas having a functionality to work with the big data, because most of the people think like we can perform the cleaning and we can perform the most of the operations with the help of the Excel sheet only. But the Excel sheet have some limitation in terms of data and in terms of the functions. So keep in mind, because of that only we are using the Pandas, because Pandas having the more capability than the normal Excel sheet. So these are the some basic definition and points. So we will start with the installation of the Pandas. So let's start. So the first point, how to install the Pandas. So before going to install the Panda, make sure you have a Python in your system. Like if you have Python already installed in your system, then simply you can type pip install Pandas in your command prompt or in your CMD. And in my case, I'm going to use the cloud version of the Jupyter notebook. So here only I will let you how we can install. So we have a command pip, then install Pandas. Let me run. Yeah, so it's showing requirement already satisfied because I'm using the cloud version of the Jupyter notebook. So they are already maintaining this Pandas version. And if you're using Anaconda ID, so in that by default it is installed only. So let me show you how we can import the Pandas. So to import the pandas, we have a command import, then pandas as a PD. So as a PD is nothing but the alias name. Let me run. Then let me show you how you can check the version of the pandas. For that, print, then PD dot underscore underscore version, then underscore underscore. Let me run. So 2.0.3, this is the current version of the my pandas library. So this is how you can install the panda, you can import the panda, and you can check the version of the panda. So we have seen three different things. So the next things, what is the data frame? And in panda, there is a two types of data sets. One is the one dimensional and second is the two dimensional. So one dimensional data sets or data is called series, comes under the series category, and the two dimensional data come under the data frame. So don't be confused. We will see one by one all the things. So first thing, what is the data frame? As I told you, under the pandas, there is a two types of data frame and series. So let's see what is the data frame. So a panda data frame is the two-dimensional data structure like a two-dimensional array or table with the rows and column. So this is called data frame. So let's see how we can create the data frames. So the first point, how to create the data frame from dictionary. So we will see how. So let's see how we can create the data frames from the dictionary. So for example, I have one dictionary data equals to, then curly bracket. As we know, for that, for a dictionary, we are using the curly bracket. Then key, for key, I'm taking the name. Then here I'm passing the name values for the name. For example, Durgesh, then Rajkumar, then Rahul, then Ram, then Sham. So these are the values for the key, which is name. And one more thing, what in this dictionary, whatever you are going to be take for the keys, it's going to become the column name, and whatever values you are assigning, it will become the content of that and value of that column. So basically the name will become the column name and these things become the data of that particular column. Then I'm taking one more key, which is age. Then for that, for example, Durgesh 26, comma Rajkumar 55, then Rahul 18, then Ram 20, then Sham 30. And let me one more thing, let me print. So in the, and one more thing, in Jupyter, we no need to write the print statement. If you want to display or print anything, we can simply type the variable name and run. See, so dictionary is created, but this is the only half part, because here we have written how to create the data frame from dictionary. So we have created dictionary. Now I'm going to show you how we can convert this dictionary to the data frame. And what is the data frame? Data frame is nothing but the tabular format, which is having rows and column. So let's see how we can do. So for that, I'm taking one variable df. You can take any variable. It is not compulsory. You have to take the df only. So in my case, I'm taking df, then pd, and this pd is nothing but the alias what we have given here. If we are not going to use this pd as an alias, then we have to write pandas here only. And just because we don't want to write pandas each and every time, we are using the alias name. So keep in mind, this df is nothing but the variable name, then this pd is nothing but the alias of the panda, then pd dot data frame. And here D is a capital and F is the capital. Then here we need to pass this dictionary name. So in my case, it's a data. Let me run. And for example, if I want to print, let me write df. Yeah. See, so this is how we can convert any dictionary into the data frame. So keep in mind, this is the way how we can convert any dictionary to data frame. For that, we have a data frame function. With the help of this function, we can convert any dictionary to data frame. So keep in mind this point. The next point, what is the labels? So if you see, as I told you, whatever key you are going to be used, it become the column name, and whatever the values you are assigning, it become the content of that particular column. But this label, it is not given by us. It is by default provided by the pandas only. So this is nothing but the label only. So if you don't want to use the default label, you can modify that particular label with as per your choice. So there is a two way to modify this label. So the first way, while converting your dictionary into the data frame, there only you can change. For example, index. Then here you can specify the index name, and this it is called row index. So here only you can specify the row index value. If you don't want this default one, you can provide your own. For example, I want A, then comma, B, then C, then D, then E. And you have to provide exact number of the values which is equals to the row index. So here you can see it's a 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here only I have provide 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And let me run this one and let me print this one. C, A, B, C, D, E. So this is the one of the way how you can change the labels. And the second way, for example, you have converted your dictionary into the data frame and you forgot to set the index. And after that, you want to update your row index as per your requirement. So, for example, by default, it is a B, C, D, E only, and you have created the data frame. And if you print here, so it's printing A, B, C, D. But after creating the data frame, for example, you realize you want to change the row index. So let me show you how you can do for that. Df is nothing but the data frame in which we are storing our data. So then we have one inbuilt function which is index equals to, then here you can specify the whatever label you want to give. So let me copy this one only. And for example, you want to change this label as a capital on this row index. So capital A, then capital B, capital C, capital D, and capital E. Let me run and let me print. See. So this is how you can change the row index as per your requirement. So I have shown you two ways. First one, at the time of converting your dictionary into the data frame only you can change. And second one, after creating the data frame also you can change. So keep in mind this different ways how we can change the labels or row index. So the next point, what is the use of the rows index? You might be things like we are focusing on these labels or this row index. So what is the use of this row index? So let me tell you, with the help of this rows index, you can access the particular value, whatever you want. So for example, let me show you how we can access df.loc. Then here, for example, you want first row. So write capital A. Let me run. See, whatever value you have in this particular row, it's printing here. So I have name Durgesh and age 26. So it's printing Durgesh and age 26. So this is how you can use this row index and print the particular value. And this loc function is used to select the particular cell or particular value. Then again, for example, if you want, you can pass the column name also. So for example, I want name column. Let me run. See, Durgesh. It means in a first row and first column, which is name, this particular value is present. So it's printing this one. So this is how you can select the particular cell or particular value in the pandas. There is a different function like this one lock, then we have a I lock, then we have a at, and we have also have I at. So don't worry, we will see one by one, but keep in mind how we can select the particular cell in the pandas. So we have a lock. Let me show you one more thing. df dot loc, and for example, I want from, in first bracket we need to specify the row. So I want from capital A to capital D. Then in row I can specify I want only name. Let me run. One second. I forgot the single quote. Yeah, let me run. See. So if you have learned the Python, so you can see this is the slicing. So I'm printing from Durgesh to D, and what I'm printing name. So from A to D, Durgesh, Rajkumar, Rahul and Ram are present. So it's printing these things, and what I want to print only name. If I want to print the age, so I can type age here. Say, now it's printing age. So this is how you can use the lock function and how you can select the particular cell or particular value with the help of the lock. Then how to update a particular value. So let's see, for example, with the help of this lock function only we can do. So df, let me print, one second. So I have this data frame, and for example, the age of Durgesh I want to update. So let's see how we can do. For that, df dot loc, then here I have to specify the column name, first row name. So row A, comma, then I have to specify the column name. So for example, in my case it's a age. So for column 4, so for row A and column age, I want, for example, age of Durgesh 30. Let me run and let me print. See, age of Durgesh 30. So this is how you can update the values in the pandas. So I hope you're getting how you can update the values of the cells. So the next thing is how we can print all the indexes. So for that we have a index function to print the entire index of the data frame. So our data frame is nothing but the df only. Then df dot index. Let me run. See, it's printing our index name A, B, C, D, E. So here only you can see A, B, C, D, E. This is our index. See, might be you think like here only we can see the indexes, then why we are using this one? See, right now our data set is very small, but when you are working on the huge data, so it is not possible to show entire data here only. So at that time, there might be chance you want to see the only indexes. So with the help of this index function, you can see. Similarly, we have like how we can print the columns. So let me show you how you can print the all the columns. So for that also df dot column. Let me run. See, we have only two columns, name and age. So this is how you can print all the index and print all the columns. So the next things, how to create the new columns name for existing data frame. For example, we have one data frame which is in which we have a name and age, two column. What if I want to change the name of the column? For example, in place of the name, I want something different column name. And in place of the age, I want something different column name. So how we can change the column names for the existing data frame? So let me show you. For that, we have a df. Df is nothing but the my variable, or you can say data frame in which my data is stored. So df dot columns columns equals to then list, and here whatever name I want to give. So for example, I want to give capital X, then capital Y. Let me run. 1 second, we need to pass the list because we are passing more than one. Let me print. See, column name is changed. Previously it was a name and age. Now it is a X and Y. So this is how you can change the name of the existing columns. So with the help of this columns function, we can assign the new name for the column. And here you have to write whatever you want. So the next thing is how to add a new column in a data frame. So again, let me show you. This is our data frame which having X and Y, two column. And what if I want to add one more column? So let's see how we can add the one more column. So for that, df is nothing but my data frame name. Then here I need to specify the name of the column which is I want to add. So for example, I want to add Z equals to. Then again, if you want to add only column, or what we can say empty column, then you can write like this. Let me run and let me print. See, X, Y, Z. So Z is added, but we don't have any data for Z. So this is how you can add the empty column. But if you want to add the values also or data also to this particular column, so you can do. Let me show you how you can do for that. For example, you want address, so I'm giving Mumbai. Then for Rajkumar, for example, Pune. Then Rahul, UP. Then Ram also UP. Then Sham, Kolkata. One, two, three, four, five. Let me run. See, Mumbai, Pune, UP, Kolkata. So this is how you can assign the values also to particular column. Next thing, how we can delete the column from the data frame. So let's see. In our data frame, we have three columns. And for example, I want to delete the Z, which is newly I have added. So let's see how we can delete. For that, df dot drop. We have a drop function to delete. Then here we need to specify the column name, for example, Z. And here is the one twist. Let me show you first. Let me run and let me print. 1 second. Yeah. So not found in axis. So we have to specify the axis only. We cannot directly pass the column name. So keep in mind, axis is the very important. Axis 0 means you want to delete from the row. And axis 1, it means you want to delete from the column. So as I told you, I want to delete the column Z. So because of that only, axis equals to 1. Let me run. See. I print again. See. Here when I'm deleting, it's deleted Z from here. But again, if I'm printing the df, the Z is coming again. Why? So let me tell you, like if you want whatever operations we are performing, it is going to be done temporarily. If you want to perform that operation permanently, then we have in place equals to true attribute. We have to use that attribute. Just like in a SQL, forming any operation, and after that, if we want to confirm that operation, we have to write the commit. So similarly, in pandas, we have in place equals to true. If in place equals to true, it means you want to confirm these operations. Let me run. Then let me run this one also. See, deleted. If I again print the df, see, Z is not coming. It means I want to delete. So after deleting, I have to confirm also. So here only we have to pass in place equals to true. In place equals to true means you want to confirm your operation. So because of that only, previously Z was coming, but right now I have given that attribute in place equals to true. So because of that only, it is deleted permanently. So this is how you can delete the column from the data frames. Next things, how to delete the row from the data frame. Like we have seen how we can delete the columns from the data frame. And now we are going to see how we can delete the row from the data frame. So similarly only, first let me print the data frame. So this is my data frame. And in this, I have a 5 different rows, which is A, B, C, D, E. And for example, I want to delete the E. So how we can do the same, df, then drop, then we need to specify the column name. Sorry, we want to delete the row, so we have to specify the row index. So for example, I want to delete E, then again axis equals to 0. See, in this case, I'm writing axis equals to 0 because as I told you, if I want to delete the row, then I have to specify the axis equals to 0. And if I want to delete the column, then I have to specify the axis equals to 1. And let me run. See, E is deleted. But again, if I print, see, E is printing. So here also we have to confirm. For that, we have a in place equals to true. Let me run. Let me run this one. Yeah. So this is how we can delete the rows from the data frame. So the next things, how we can add the new row in the data frame. So let's see. This is my data frame and I have A, B, C, D rows and I want to add one row which is E, or you can add any row, whatever you want. So for example, let me show you how we can do. I can take one variable new row equals to, then I can take one curly bracket and here I need to specify the column name. So for X, for example, I want to add Kalpana. Then comma, then for Y, for example, age is 23. So this is I have one dictionary of for name Kalpana, for X Kalpana and Y 23. And and I want to add this data here. So let me tell you. So let me show you how we can do. For that, df is nothing but our data frame dot loc log. Then here where you want to add. So I want to add at last. So for that, length of df. What is the df? Df is the data frame. So what is the length of the df is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, and I want to add from 4. So if I length of the df is the 4, and we know it is always index always start from the 0. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. It means fifth position. What I want to add? I want to add this one. Let me run. Let me print. See, Kalpana added. Even if you don't want to store in this any particular variable, you can simply copy this entire things and you can assign here only. At that time also it will work. For example, let me change the name. For example, Sanjana, and age is 20. Let me run. See. So it's up to you, like whether you want to do directly and you want to assign to any particular variable, and then you want to assign that particular variable here. So based on your requirement, you can do. So this is how we can add the rows in the data frame. So the next thing is how to convert the columns to index. So basically what I'm trying to say, for example, you have one column and you want to convert that column as an index. Let's see, for example, my data frame is this one, and this y I want to convert as an index. So how we can do? For that, we have a df set underscore index, and you have to specify the column name. For example, y. Let me run. See, y become the index. So this is how, if you have any column which is you want to represent as a index, so you can convert that column into the index. And for that, we have a function set underscore index to convert that particular column into the index. Well, let me print one more time. See, it's again printing like this. So as I told you, you need to use this one, comma in place equals to true. Let me run. See, so it is permanently changed. So this is how you can set any column as a index. So the next thing is how to reset the index of the data frame. For example, after converting this one, you realize like you want to reset with the default one. So let me show you how you can do. For that, we have a df dot reset index. Let me run. See, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever the index, it's coming here. But here is one more problem. Still that y is behaving like a index only. So what you can do, drop equals to true. So it will drop this previous column index. Say 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and x. So this is how you can reset the index. And while resetting the index, if the previous index you don't want, you can write drop equals to true. So it will drop the previous index. So the next thing is how to sort the rows and index. So let's see how we can sort our data frame based on the rows and indexes. So for example, first I'm going to sort based on rows. So for that, we have a df dot sort x. Let me run. One more thing, here we need to again do the in place comma in PLS place equals to true. Let me run. Yeah. See, when I'm writing short underscore index, so by default it is going to be short based on row index. So if you're not mentioning here anything, so by default it will sort in ascending order. So in our case, it is already in the sorted format. Let's example, I want to sort in the descending order. So let's see how we can do for that. Ascending equals to false. Then let me run. See, if I'm writing ascending equals to false, then it is going to be sort in the descending order. So this is how you can sort in the descending order. Then we can sort based on the, so this one we have sort based on the this row index. What if I want to sort based on this column? So as I told you, we have axis, one attribute, and if I want to sort based on the axis, based on the column, so for column we have axis 1. See, it is sorting alphabetically because D coming first, then R, then K, then S. So this is how you can sort either based on these index values or based on these column values. Next things, how to concat two data frames. For example, you have a two different sheet and you want to concatenate or combine that two different sheet. So how you can do? So we have one data sheet, for example, DF. Let me show you. We have this one data sheet, and let me create one more data sheet. For example, like address equals to, then I'm taking one key, for example, address. Then here I'm passing address, for example, Mumbai, then Pune, then UP, then Kolkata, then MP. So one dictionary, and let me add one more key, for example. So for example, 6. And for this, I'm giving, for example, Durgesh, I'm giving male, then comma, for Rajkumar, male, then for Rahul, I think all are male only. So let's keep male, comma. So how much? 4 only. Let me give one more. Yeah. And let me run. So I want to convert this one to data frame. So for that, for example, I'm giving df1 equals to pd dot then data frame, as we know, because we have already did this operation. Then copy this name and paste here. Let me run. Then let me print this one. Yeah. So we have these two different sheet. First, we have a df. So in df, we have a name and age. Then here we have add, which is address, and then 6. So let me combine these two different sheet. pd dot concat. What you want to concat? So I want to concat my first data frame, which is df, comma, df1, which is mass. And we are passing more than one, so we have to use the list. Let me run. See, it is added, address for add and 6, it is added. But here is the one problem. We have to specify like how we want to combine these two sheet, like but we want to combine in the columns or in the row. So for that we have one attribute axis equals to, for example, I want to combine in row, so axis equals to 0. Let me run. See, it is combined in the row. What if I want to combine in the column? For that axis equals to 1. Let me run. See, so this is how you can combine two different sheet based on your requirement. Like if you want to combine in the row, so axis equals to 0, and if you want to combine in the columns, so you can combine in the, for that we have axis equals to 1. So this is how you can combine two different sheet, or not only two only, you can pass as many as you want here. Let me store this entire things in the one data frame, or not data frame, like df variable. Let me run this entire things, then let me print. Yeah, so I have stored entire thing inside the df. So now for df I have this values, and let me add one duplicate data here, because I want to show you like how we can find the duplicates. So let me add one duplicates. So I want to add duplicates in the row. So we know how we can add the rows. So for that we have a df dot log, then inside the square bracket where you want, I want at the end. So length of the df and what I want. So for that I need to pass the dictionary. So for the name I want to give again that this one only, for example Sham, and for age 30, comma add mp and 6 m. Yeah, done. Let me run. Let me print. Yeah, so I have added one duplicate data. Let's see, like see, this is the small data set. So by here only you can see row number 4 and 5th is the duplicate. But while you are working in the huge data, then it is not possible to just see the data sheet and you can say like this is the duplicate. So there we have one function how we can find the duplicates in the data frame. So how to find the duplicate? So we have this data sheet or data frame in which we have two duplicates, which is we know, but might be chance it is a huge data sheet, huge data frame, and we don't know where are all the duplicates are. To find the duplicates, we have an inbuilt function which is duplicates. So for that df dot duplicated. So 1 second. Let me run. See, if it is any duplicate in the data set, it will become the true. And if there is no any duplicate, it will become the false. So here only you can see 0 to 4, it is a false only. It means there is a no duplicate. But at 5th position, it's found the duplicate. So it's updating as a true. So this is how you can check whether any duplicates is present or not in your data frame. So I hope you getting how you can find the whether the duplicates is present or not in your. So the next thing is how to remove these duplicates, because with the help of the duplicates function we can find the duplicates. So after finding the duplicates, our next step to how to remove these duplicates. So to delete the duplicates, we have drop underscore duplicates. For that df dot drop underscore duplicates. Let me run. See, The column fifth is deleted, which is SAM1. So this is how you can delete the duplicates. But again, if you want to do, if you want to confirm these changes, we have to do in place equals to true. One second. Let me print. Yeah. So permanently that duplicates removed. So the next thing is how to check the unique value in a particular column. So let's see. For example, first let me print the our data frame. So this is our data frame, and in this data frame we have to check how many unique value we have for particular column. So right now it's a unique only the sex column is having duplicate, which is M, and remaining all the columns is the unique only. So first let me add one more row here, so we know how to add the row. So in this only I'm going to copy and paste here. Let me run, then let me print. Yeah, so I have added one duplicate row, and then I want to find the how many unique elements are present in this particular data sets. So let's see how we can do. For that we have a df, then we have in square bracket we have to specify the column name in which we want to check. So for example, I want to check for the name. Then what I want to check? I want to check unique value. That's it. Let me run. It's printing Durgesh, Rajkumar, Rahul, Ram, Sham. So it's printing Sham only one time because it is only going to return the unique element only. So let me drop this one. One second. Df dot drop. And what I want to drop? I want to drop this one. Then here I need to specify the axis. And as I told you, if I'm going to delete anything from row, then axis will be 0. Let me run. And one more thing, here I need to do in place equals to true. What? Yeah. So now let me check the unique, this one only again. Let me copy and let me paste. For example, I want to check for the sex. Say M only, because we have only one unique item in this particular column. So this is how you can check the unique item in particular column. So the next thing is how to rename the column. Like might be chance you are working in a data sets and you want to change the name of the column. So let me show you. This is my data frame. One second. So this is my data frame, and here, for example, this sex column I want to change as a, and I want to rename as a gender. So let's see how we can do. For that, df, which is our data frame, then inside this square bracket, one second, df dot rename, then inside this square bracket we have to specify the old value and new value. For that, I'm going to take one dictionary, and first as a key I want to specify my old value, which is sex. Let me paste here. Then new value I want gender, and these things I want to store in the my data frame only. Let me run. Let me print. And one more thing, we have to specify the axis also. So for that, axis equals to 1, because I want to modify the name of the column. Because of that only I'm giving axis equals to 1. Let me run. Yeah. So here you can see how we can rename the columns. So next things, how to read the CSV file or not only the CSV file, you can read different types of the file. So let's see how we can read. So for that, I'm taking one variable, or you can say data frame, that PD is nothing but my Panda alias dot. To read any file, we have a read underscore. Then we have to specify the format of the file. For example, if I want to read the CSV, then I have to type CSV. If I want to read the Excel, I have to write the Excel. So in this particular case, I'm going to read the CSV format. So I'm typing CSV. Then here I need to specify the complete path of the my file where I have stored that particular file which I want to read. But in my case, I have stored that file in the same directory. Because of that only, I need to specify the long path or complete path. I have to only specify the file name. So the file name is holiday. So the file name is holiday list .csv. Let me run. Then let me print. So I have read that particular file. So this is the way how you can read the files in the Pandas. As I told you, I am going to read the CSV file. Because of that only, I have written CSV here. If you want to read the Excel file, you have to write the Excel. And if you want to read any another file format, then you have to specify that particular format here. So this is how you can read the files in the Panda. Now the next things, for example, in this particular, I have very limited data, like only 12 rows is there. But what if there is a very huge data? At that time, it is not possible to display entire things here only. So we have some inbuilt function. For example, if you want to see only few upper rows, for that we have df.head. Let me run. If you are going to write df.head, then by default it is going to be display only the upper 5 rows. And if you don't want the 5 also, so you can specify the number here. For example, I want 2 only. So it will display only 2 rows. So this is how you can see the data as per your requirement. For example, you want to see the bottom data. So for that, we have a df.tell. Let me run. See, it's showing last 5 rows. And here also, just like head, you can specify the number of rows. See, so last 2 rows. So with the help of the head and tail, you can see some small part of the sheets. Then again, for example, you want to first let me print the entire data sheet. Yeah. And for example, I want to add one column here, df. Then we know how we can add the column. So df. Then I have to specify the column name. So for example, I want to add column name like what we can give. I'm giving a simply count only to show this some mathematical operation equals to. That I'm giving value like 10, 20, this one. And this should be same, like this should be 12 values because we have 12 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let me run. Invalid was 1 second. Here only. Yeah, so I have added one column count. Why I have added? Let me show you. For example, you want to do the quick analysis of your data. So for that, we have a df dot describe. Let me run. See. So you can see like what is the count. So we have a count of 12. Then what is the mean value? Then what is the standard deviation? what is the minimum, what is the 25% of this column. And one more thing, this describe will only perform the operation on the integer value. So here all are the like a date column. So because of that only I have added one integer column. So I can show you this one. And then one more thing, we have df dot shape. One second. Yeah. So 12 comma 7. So 12 is nothing but the row and 7 is nothing but the column. So if you see here, 0 to 11 is nothing but 12 only. And if you count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is how if you want to check your dimension of your data frame. So with the help of this shape, you can check. Then one more we have, one second. For example, you want to check the data types. For that, we have a D types. Let me run. One second. See. So for the Toronto, Mumbai, Chennai, Bhubaneswar, Kolkata, Kochi, it's a object only. And one more thing, let me tell you, in a Panda, string is going to be represented as the object. And because of that only, it's returning object. And for count, you know, we have set the integer. So because of that only, it's showing int 64. So this is how you can check the type of your column. Then one more thing, for example, df dot info, it will return quick info. Yeah. So the same only, nothing much, not that much different, but here also you will get all the information like 1 we have an integer type and 6 having the object type, and here it's returning the row count, like 12 entries we have and total 7 columns we have. So these are the some important function with the help of you can analyze quickly your data frame. Let me print this one second. So this is, we have a data frame, and if you observe this data frame, some places we have a NA value. NA means there, at that place we don't have any value. So how we can analyze the NS value? For that we have, one second, how to check the missing value. df dot is null. Let me run. So whatever the values or position, it's null, it will going to be converted as a true. So here we can see this showing, for example, this 11th, all are showing true except this one. Let me print this one. You'll get clear idea. See, all are NA, because of that only it's converted to the true. And here we have value, because of that only it's showing false. See. So this is how you can check the false values. And one more thing, here only let me show you dot sum. So Toronto having 2 null value, Mumbai having 6 null value, Chennai having 5 null value. Like that you can check for all. So let me show you for Toronto. For Toronto it's showing 2 null value. So this is the Toronto data, and if you observe, see 1, 2 we have. Then for the Mumbai we have a 6. So come to Mumbai, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is how you can check the null values. Then again, like if you found the null value, then what to do? So there might be chance you want to fill that null value with some another values. So we have that functionality also, like we can replace the null value with another value. So for example, so let's see df then dot fill na. So what we want to fill. So for example, I want to fill this 26th December. So you can see whatever the values previously was null. So it is occupied by the 26th December. Let me change from 26th to December. See. So this is how you can change the values, or we can say you can replace the null values with another values. So this is called fill NA. And it is not like that you have to do for entire sheet. You can do column wise also. Let me show you how. For that, equals to come here, have to specify the column name. So for example, I want to do for the Toronto. Come here. Let me remove this one. 1 second. DF. Then here also I need to specify that same column name, which is Toronto. And yeah, let me run. See, so for Toronto only it is updated as the 2nd December, but for a remaining one it's still null value. So like that you can select the column and you can update the values. So the next things, how to replace the things in the column. Like for example, you want to change or you want to perform any small changes in your column. So how you can do? So this is our data frame. So for that, df equals to df dot columns dot str dot see. Basically what I'm doing, I'm converting all the columns which is present in my data frame into the string format. And we know in the string we have a replace function. Here we need to specify the what you want to change. So for example, in my case, for example, this T I want to change. If there is any column having that particular value, I want to replace that particular value some another value. So for example, capital T, or let's say I want to replace the capital T with the small t. Let me run. Let me print df. See, it is replaced with the small t. So this is how you can replace any particular things in the column with the help of the replace function. So the next things, how we can export the data into the particular file format. For example, whatever data it's representing here, I want to export this entire data into my sheet. So let's see how we can do for that. df is the thing with the data frame where I have stored this data. Then df dot to CSV. In this particular case, I'm going to export into the CSV. Because of that only I have written CSV here. If you want any another file format, then you have to specify the file format here. Then here you have to specify the file name, and what file name here you have to specify. So here you have to specify the file name in which you want to export this entire data. So for example, from df, I'm going to export this entire thing and I want to store in one file, and I'm giving the name to that file like my file dot CSV. Let me run. See, my file CSV, it's coming here. So this is how you can export the data from the pandas in your particular file format. So thank you so much for watching this video, and please like and subscribe my channel. And in next video, I will do one small task related to the data analysis. Please watch that video also. So thank you once again. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye.